From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 4.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today at 4. I'm Zach Grady. The Republican National Convention wraps up tonight with former President Donald Trump taking the stage for his big speech. Trump is expected to present a kinder, softer version of himself than we have seen in the past. Last night, it was new vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance who revved up the audience during his speech. Sabrina Franza has more details from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance met with Republicans at a Faith and Freedom breakfast Thursday morning, reassuring them the Trump-Vance ticket has their back.
Social conservatives have a seat at this table, and they always will, so long as I have any influence in this party. And President Trump, I know, agrees.
Vance officially accepted the vice presidential nomination Wednesday and introduced himself to the country with a speech highlighting his working class roots.
To the people of Middletown, Ohio, and all the forgotten communities in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and every corner of our nation, I promise you this: I will be a vice president who never forgets where he came from.
The delegates on hand came away excited about their VP nominee.
He showed us what they would get is an awful lot of strength and 8 years. So I think that might have been a very, very good pick.
Tonight, it's former President Donald Trump's turn. The entire week has been about Republicans coming together. Now the party's 2024 presidential nominee is also expected to project unity in his speech.
Well, I think you may see a bit of a different version of Donald Trump tonight, perhaps a bit softer version than maybe some of the people at home have seen in the past. And maybe that allows them to open themselves up to actually what he's saying.
Trump said he rewrote the speech following the attempt on his life at a campaign rally last Saturday. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Milwaukee.
The 20-year-old shooter who tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump at the campaign rally on Saturday used his phone to search for online images of both the former president and current President Joe Biden. That's just one of the details of an investigation that has emerged from a briefing the Secret Service along with the FBI gave congressional lawmakers on Wednesday, according to a source directly familiar with the briefing. Meg Oliver has the latest on the investigation from Butler, Pennsylvania.
After their most high-profile security breach in decades, the Secret Service, along with the FBI, briefed lawmakers Wednesday on 20-year-old shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks. A source directly familiar with the briefing tells CBS News that Crooks used his phone to search for images of former President Trump and President Biden online. Crooks also searched the names of FBI Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland and looked up symptoms of depressive disorder. He visited the site of the attack at least once before the rally. Investigators have yet to discover a motive. The Butler County District Attorney says local police informed the Secret Service before the event that they didn't have the manpower to station a patrol car outside the building where Crooks ended up taking his position. An analysis by CBS News confirmed has found the Secret Service counter-sniper team closest to the shooter likely would have had their line of sight to the building obscured by trees, making it difficult for them to see Crooks clearly. The team farther away fired the single shot that killed him. Minutes after the shooting, cell phone video caught the former president arriving at Butler Memorial Hospital. U.S. Secret Service agents are seen with guns drawn around his SUV before rushing Trump into the ER.
The 2 other victims who were injured have been upgraded from critical to serious condition. A private funeral is planned for the retired firefighter Corey Comparatori, who was killed. As of this morning, former President Trump will not attend the funeral due to security reasons. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Butler, Pennsylvania.
President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with COVID-19 and is now isolating at his home in Delaware. The COVID diagnosis interrupted the president's swing through a battleground state in Nevada and is yet more bad news for his re-election campaign. Top Democratic leaders in Congress have met privately with the president in the run-up to his Nevada trip, including Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, who expressed, quote, the full breadth of insight about the path forward. Reports say that the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made a blunt case to the president, but other members of the party are stressing unity.
President Biden has the committed delegates he needs to be the nominee. He is our nominee. And unless or until he suggests different, we got work to do.
The campaign says it is moving forward in this margin of error race, unquote. First Lady Jill Biden is also in Delaware, and her press secretary says she has no symptoms at this time. Automatic emergency braking can prevent a crash, and not only when you are driving forward. The latest test from the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety looks at how a small SUV handles the potential dangers of a parking lot. David Taylor and his team at IIHS tested 8 small SUVs to see how the Automatic Emergency Parking System, or AEB, performed in a series of scenarios. The Ford Escape consistently avoided collisions and was given the top rating of superior, along with 3 other vehicles that stopped during those tests.
We see that vehicles with rear cameras, parking sensors, and rear AEB are reducing police-reported crashes by almost 80%.
The 3 SUVs received a lower advanced rating because they did not slow significantly when backing up at certain angles, while the Hyundai Tucson received the lowest rating of basic. The IIHS says only about 1 out of 4 new cars come standard with automatic rear braking. Taylor says in 2022, nearly a third of insurance claims were rear crashes, costing costly technology may be able to help you avoid. The Social Security Administration has announced a change to how you access their online portal that will affect tens of millions of people who are users and have created an online account before September 18th, 2021. You will now have to transition to a login.gov or an ID.me account to access their online services. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger appeared on CBS Mornings to discuss the importance of the tools on the site.
There are great tools. You can estimate how much money you're going to get in Social Security. You can look at the different choices. And it's important that you do this because we want everybody to make this decision with a lot of information in hand.
The Social Security Administration says the website's changes will not disrupt payments to anyone currently receiving benefits. Roughly 40% of Americans rely on Social Security alone for their retirement. A Bankrate survey found that more than 1/3 of Americans are turning to side hustles to bring in extra money. But CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says there are some more important things to remember.
A side hustle can be a great way to help pay bills, reduce debt, or save for a goal. But you need to do some planning. First, if you make more than $400 in a calendar year, you need to keep a record of income received and any expense that's business related. It may be easier to do this if you open a separate bank account solely dedicated to the business. Next, Uncle Sam will take a slice of your side hustle income. That means that you need to estimate the taxes that will be due next April and keep that money set aside. Once you have a better idea of the tax hit, you can either make quarterly tax payments to the IRS or your state of residence, or you can boost your withholding at work to cover your additional tax obligation. Finally, if you can afford to do so, think about using your extra income to help fund retirement. If you already have a plan at your main job, you can simply increase your contributions there. If your job doesn't offer a retirement savings plan, consider opening an IRA or a Roth IRA. There are also other retirement plans, including a simple IRA, a SEP IRA, or a solo 401k. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Still to come here at 4, according to a recent study, the Mediterranean Sea is 87% polluted. We take a look at how this pollution can be a threat to marine life, fishers, and beachgoers. That when we come back.
It's just a phase.
He'll say something. You stop using him whenever he wants.
If it turns into a problem, I'll know.
He'll get over it. He helps me. He doesn't need help. He'll say something.
Don't avoid the conversation.
He doesn't need help.
Wait. Does he?
If you know someone struggling with substance use, VA has options to help. When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nanny gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
Sometimes it's hard to see past the looming repair and replacement costs all around your house. Finally, you can stop seeing money and start saving money with First American Home Warranty. First American covers the systems and appliances you depend on every day. Air conditioning, refrigerator, washer and dryer, electrical, plumbing, even your garage door opener, and more.
We've had our hot water tank replaced, washer fixed, with our upstairs and downstairs AC units fixed or replaced.
If there's one guarantee in home ownership, it's that things are going to break down. That's why I tell all my customers, get First American before your next repair.
There's always something that's going to break.
When an appliance or system breaks down, First American sends a trusted contractor to fix it. And if they can't repair the covered item, we'll make sure they replace it.
When you put in a request for service, it's like that.
We had a contractor out within 24 hours because he said, I didn't want you guys to go another day without heat.
As a contractor, they're so easy to deal with. They truly want me to do right by their members.
Members pay low monthly rates with unlimited claims and 24/7 customer service. And filing a claim does not increase your rate.
We've saved thousands of dollars with First American that we've been able to reinvest into our home.
I looked at more than one, and this was the best.
First American has been a trusted name for decades and is highly rated by customers on major review sites.
They follow through on what they say they're going to do. That's everything.
But with all the repairs that have come through First American, the plan has been paid for many times over.
And now you can lock in your low monthly rate. All plans include a no questions asked money back guarantee and flexible payment options so you can never pay for covered repairs again.
Call 1-800-203-4294. That's 1-800-203-4294 to get your free no obligation quote. So call now.
Welcome back. Caffeine has become a part of life for many. In fact, it's consumed daily by about 80% of adults worldwide. Dietitian Julia Sampano with Cleveland Clinic says it works by blocking endosine receptors in your brain. Those receptors slow down nerve activity, which makes us feel tired. That can help explain the afternoon crash some may feel when the effects of their morning coffee wear off.
It's important to understand your threshold, how you react to caffeine, how much you're having, how you're dosing it throughout the day.
Since caffeine affects everyone differently, Sampano says to measure how much you can handle without having any negative side effects. The FDA says that if you'd like to cut down on caffeine intake, do so gradually. The agency says stopping abruptly can cause symptoms like headaches, anxiety, and nervousness. The Guthrie Clinic in Bradford County held a virtual news conference today addressing myths circulating around the use of sunscreen. Guthrie is urging people to protect themselves from extreme temperatures and the sun. They are concerned about recent reports claiming following multiple heat waves during the summer. Dr. Kaminsky discussed the importance of sunscreen and the dangers of outdoor activities without it.
Physical sunblocks actually reflect all of the UV radiation, and the chemical blocks absorb the UV radiation before it reaches the depths of your skin and causing damage.
Dr. Kaminsky highly encourages all people to use sunscreen and is concerned with the rise in reports claiming sunscreen contains toxic chemicals. In 2019, the FDA made a clarification standard for chemicals that are recognized as safe and effective called GRACE. Physical sunblocks, which include titanium dioxide, have been deemed as GRACE. As the weather continues to get warmer, Dr. Kaminsky strongly encourages everyone to use sunscreen this summer. The Mediterranean Sea is severely polluted, this according to a new study. That is a threat to marine life, fishers, and beachgoers. Barbie Nadeau has more on the story.
The Mediterranean Sea evokes dreams of luxurious vacations and total relaxation. But your perfect holiday comes at a price. This seemingly idyllic sea is 87% polluted, according to a new study by the Worldwide Fund for Nature.
I still see that young people without any problems throw plastic bottles into the sea, throw rubbish on the ground, leave the rubbish, abandon it everywhere, cigarettes, garbage.
Under and often above the surface is a deadly cocktail of toxic metals, industrial chemicals, and plastic waste. This enormous body of water, which stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to Asia and from Europe to Africa, has the highest concentration of microplastics ever recorded. About 1.9 million fragments per square meter, experts say. The Mediterranean Sea is incredibly popular for beachgoers who come here to enjoy these crystal clear turquoise waters, but they're not exactly clean. Every single day, 730 tons of plastic waste are polluting these seas. 150 million people live on the shores of the heavily polluted Mediterranean, and a further 270 million tourists visit each year. In 2019, water pollution was connected to about 1.4 million premature deaths globally each year, according to The Lancet, underscoring the risks involved with exposure to polluted water. The fishing industry is also at risk, since microplastics and the toxic contaminants that attach to them are starting to show worrying health consequences for those who catch fish and those who consume it. Plastic is a forever pollutant, according to climate crisis experts, meaning once it becomes invasive, it's here to stay. For now, holidaymakers who enjoy this peaceful paradise hope others will do their part to stop spreading the scourge.
It is so important to keep the beach, the water, clean. It's more beautiful. In my opinion, it is very important, especially for fish, animals, with all the plastic that floats around.
If humans don't do their part to stop the pollution, the dream Mediterranean vacation will soon turn into a nightmare. Barbie Lazanedo, CNN.
It's time now for our first check of the forecast this afternoon. We head over to the Weather Center, and Connor Thompson is there for us. Connor, what's going on in the southern tier?
Nothing, which is actually a nice change of pace here from what we've seen over the last 10 days or so. Satellite radar remaining quiet here across the region. A few high cumulus clouds, but that just shows us fair conditions. High pressure moving on in. No issues with severe weather today. Water view showing high pressure just off to the west of us. That's going to push its way on in. Then we are looking at some pretty quiet weather here as we end our work week and head into our weekend. Temperatures right now, a nice, comfortable, we'll say mid-70s for most. 74 right now at the airport. Same in Vestal at 74, 71 in Star Rucka, 73 in Harpersville. Green, one of the warmer spots on the map. 77 also up in Sherburne, looking at 70 in Delhi and 70 over in Berkshire. So let's take a look at these headlines here. A quiet night with some fog, but nothing that we can't handle here. Tomorrow, over the weekend, looking absolutely fantastic. You're going to want that sunscreen, though. It's going to be quite sunny, so the UV index is going to be on the higher side. You don't want to get that sunburn. However, despite the nicer weather we're seeing over the next couple of days, we are tracking the risk of seeing some showers, some storms develop, as well as some increasing humidity heading into next week. But that grilling forecast for tonight, yeah, overall, not too bad. Mid-70s, clearing skies, won't need to worry about the rain. Going to be a nice night to get out and grill if that is your plan. Future track showing not much really happening overnight. That's the good news. Tomorrow, even better news. A lot of sunshine. Great way to end our work week here. I think overnight, Friday into Saturday, we are going to see some increasing clouds. There's a very weak system well to the south of us. It's going to give us some higher end moisture here up in the atmosphere, allowing for some of these clouds to push on in and form. But we're remaining relatively dry. I think a lot of the time we're looking at partly and mostly sunny skies. Now, I do have a slight chance here. Now, this model may be overdoing it just a bit, but there's a slightest chance here. We could see a few pop-up showers. I won't ruin any plans you might have during the afternoon or evening. Just keep the umbrella nearby as you head out and about. And as we head on in to the overnight period, again, I think this model overdoes it just a bit. But heading into Sunday, we're looking at very nice conditions again. Temperatures overnight falling down, low to mid-50s, maybe some upper 40s as well. So comfortable night, want to sleep with the windows open, get some fresh air. Wouldn't be a bad idea for that. Heading into tomorrow, low to mid-70s, another nice day. And heading into Saturday night, or should I say Saturday morning, low 60s. Look what happens. Upper 70s, low 80s. Really comfortable conditions here across the region, and that will remain as we head into Saturday evening. But the dew points are what makes you feel more comfortable across the region. Look at these, mid-50s, low 50s by around 2 o'clock. So much more manageable here. Now, we are going to see some spikes up and down throughout the region in terms of those dew point values, but not going to be too bad. Now, we are seeing these values increase thanks to that influx of that moisture to the south. Again, we're not expecting to see anything in regards to that, but it's going to be a bit more muggy early on Sunday, and then look what happens as we head into Sunday afternoon. Looking absolutely gorgeous here with, again, no real risks of storms in the horizon until we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday. We're seeing a few scattered thunderstorm chances on Wednesday, a few isolated chances possible on Tuesday, but temperatures gorgeous today. We're looking at those temperatures reaching the upper 70s again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, low 80s, partly mostly sunny skies, on Monday as well. So a nice stretch of weather here with no severe weather expected.
Thank you very much, Connor. We
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. And before we head to break, we take a moment to remember some of those from our community today.
Understanding your financial situation has become more important than ever. Every Wednesday, Around the Tiers invites a representative of Visions Wealth Management to discuss a weekly financial tip on topics ranging from homeowners insurance to investing to Social Security taxation and more. Wednesdays at 3 p.m. during Around the Tiers on WBNG. You can also catch up on segments you missed at WBNG.com.
Saving money is now more important than ever for seniors. But if you purchased a $9.95 guaranteed acceptance plan, you could easily find yourself overpaying for very little life insurance coverage. With the $9.95 rate, a 65-year-old male receives less than $900 in coverage. For $10,000 in coverage, he would pay over $110 a month with a 2-year waiting period. Fortunately, with Senior Life Insurance Company, he pays less than $58 a month for $10,000 in protection. There's no waiting period, no medical exam, and he saves over $600 a year by choosing Senior Life. A 65-year-old female saves over $400 a year. Don't overpay for your life insurance. Call now to see how much money you could save with Senior Life. We could help you get cash back from your current overpriced policy. Call now to lock in your coverage and low monthly rate. For your free quote, call now.
For over 20 years, Butler Auto Sales in Sydney has been the area's premier quality auto dealer. From compact cars to heavy-duty trucks, we have one of the biggest selections around with financing options to fit every need. Equipped with an efficient service department and friendly customer service. Go online and check inventory 24/7 at www.butlerAutoSales.com. At Butler Auto Sales, it's our goal to never lose a customer over price.
Remodeling your bathroom? It's easy to get confused with all the flashy offers out there, but at Bath Fitter, we keep it straightforward. We have clear pricing, 40 years of experience, and over 100,000 satisfied local customers. Since Bath Fitter owns the whole process, from design to manufacturing to installation, we deliver the best quality product at a lower cost, allowing us to back your project with an industry-leading lifetime warranty. Call us today.
It's kind of impossible to eat when you're only trying to eat with your front teeth. You're going to have to put stuff in a blender to puree stuff because you can't chew anything, and that's not enjoyable at all. And then I discovered Highbridge. The final result is even better than what I expected. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. I don't have to worry about chewing. I don't have to worry about anything. Highbridge did change my life.
One last story for you here at 4. The Dunes Club in New Buffalo, Michigan is one of the top 9-hole golf courses in all of the world. But it also has another claim to fame. It is the home of the man presumed to be the oldest carrying caddy in the U.S. 89-year-old Joe Mendel was born in 1935 and grew up in Nazi Germany. Mendel later immigrated to the U.S. in 1957 and worked as a sausage maker for Oscar Mayer in Madison, Wisconsin. He eventually retired in 1993, and then several years later, his life changed once again. That is when he was asked to caddy one loop, and the rest has been history. He is with the Dunes Club and has been for the last 24 years. He says it's the best job he's ever had and will keep going as long as he gets requests. That is going to do it for us here at 12 News at 4. Thank you for joining us. Remember, as always, you can visit us on WBNG.com or our 12 News app. Investigate TV is next. We are back here at in a half hour for 12 News at 5.